yourselves and speak up. And I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you all. And the topic this evening is on declare a play, and it's inducing a favourable discard. And if you're watching this video on YouTube afterwards and you'd like to participate in these short lessons, send me an email to that address on the screen and I'll add you to my weekly mailing list. So what we're talking about are situations where you can try as declarer to give the opponents a chance to discard something that may help you. So let's start off with this example here, where you open one no trump, that's 12 to 14 weak no trump, and your partner raises you to 3 no trump, and the opponents lead the queen of spades. And I suggest you always start off in a no trump contract, especially by counting your top tricks and then looking at opportunities for more. And I'd like you to do that now. Count your top tricks. And the question of the first poll is, let's suppose we win that first trick with the ace of spades. Which suit are we going to play next? Are we going to play spades, hearts, diamonds, or clubs? So count your tricks, look at opportunities for more. And the poll question is, having won the ace of spades, which suit do you think declarer should play next? Have a look at the results. And the vast majority have gone for diamonds, with a couple of people going for hearts and one person going for spades. And let's count our tricks to start with. Well, we've got 2 top tricks in spades, and we've got 3 definite top tricks in hearts. Diamonds, we don't have any top tricks, but we've got 1 top trick in clubs. So we have 6 top tricks here. And obviously we can make our contract here by setting up 3 tricks in diamonds. Apart from that, is there any chance of any more tricks? Well, we can only ever make 3 diamond tricks here, but there is a chance to make a 4th heart. In other words, we've got 7 hearts between us and dummy, and if the missing hearts divide 3-3, then we'll have a chance to maybe make an extra trick with the last heart. But it's much better to play the diamonds first here, because it will give the opponents a chance to discard poorly, and maybe they will discard a heart, which may give you an extra chance to make 4 heart tricks. So yes, I agree, you should start the diamonds here, and let's suppose they let you win the first one, and let's suppose they let you win the second one, and we're going to now continue playing diamonds. Let's bring up the 4 hands as we do that. And we can see that as you do, after you leave that 6 of diamonds, West has come under a bit of pressure about what to discard. It turns out that he should keep his hearts, but he may not realize that. And he might, if you remember, he led a spade, so he might want to hang on to his spades. He might want to keep his king of clubs guarded. And so he may play a heart there, and that gives you an extra chance to make a 4th heart trick. After they've got in with their ace of diamonds, maybe they'll shift back to a spade, which you can win. And again, before you turn your attention back to hearts, you may as well cash your last diamond, because it puts added pressure on the opponents as to what to discard. And if they discard the wrong thing, then you'll be able to take your heart tricks, and your 7 of hearts will be good as well. So you'll make 1 over trick, but you give yourself the best chance to make that extra trick just by playing the diamonds first, rather than trying to cash 4 hearts. If you start off cashing the ace, king, queen of hearts, West will realize that his last heart is good and he'll hang on to it. So much better to play the diamonds first. Let's try another one. And this time I've got a bidding question to start with. South here opens one no trump. That's a 12 to 14 weak no trump. And North, you've decided to play, you're playing transfers with South. So you bid two diamonds and your partner bids two hearts. And it comes back round to you. And I've got the second poll here. What do you think North should rebid with this hand? So you transfer to hearts. And what's the correct rebid with the North hand? Have a look at the results. And the majority have gone for three no trump, 54%, followed by four hearts, and then there are votes for all the other options. Well, let's go back and have a look at this. We have on this hand, I think, 16 points. So my partner on average has got 13. We've got 29 points. Some of you might be thinking about the possibility of a slam, but you're a little bit light for that. And basically, what you want to do is show your partner that you have a 5-card heart suit and enough points for game. And the way you do that is by transferring to two hearts and then rebidding three no trump. And that gives your partner a choice of games, either three no trump or four hearts if they have three or more hearts. All the other bids are incorrect. Two no trump would be invitational. Three hearts and four hearts are wrong because they would indicate a 6-card heart suit. And I think you're a bit weak to be thinking about Blackwood with four no trump. So yes, I agree with the just over half of you who said three no trump. And on this hand here, when your partner does, when you rebid three no trump, South here passes that because they've only got two hearts to go with the 5 that you've shown. So let's have a look at the play on this hand. And the opponents here lead the king of clubs. And as is usual in a suit contract, I'd like you to start off by counting how many top tricks you have, how many definite top tricks you have. So count up your top tricks. And here comes the next poll, which is how many definite top tricks you think Declara has. And I'm pleased to say we've got a clean sweep. Everyone has gone for 9. And yes, I agree with you. Let's have a look. You've got 3 top spades, 3 top hearts, 2 top diamonds, and 1 club. So you definitely have 9 tricks there. So that was everyone got that one right. Now you have chances for more here. In fact, in particular, in the 2 major suits, you've got 7 cards in each major. And if the missing cards were to divide evenly, 3-3, you'd make at least 1 extra spade and at least 2 extra hearts. So let's see how it goes. Now, let's suppose you decide to win that first trick and you want to start by cashing your tricks. And as you're cashing them, you're watching to see how the opponents play and whether you got any extra tricks. So you might start off in hearts and you play the first round, you play a second round, and you play a third round. You're hoping here for a 3-3 break, but East discard. So there's still a high heart out, and you don't really want to play a heart because your clubs are wide open now. So maybe you try your attention with spades and start with the spade, a second spade. And again, when you play the third round of spades, this time West discard. So your last spade is not good anymore. And probably all you can do now is take your top 2 diamonds to make your 9 tricks. If we bring up the 4 hands now, after that, East will get in and can cash diamonds, spades, and if the opponents have kept the right thing, a club. And you just make your 9 tricks there. Was there anything you could have done better on this hand? Well, on a hand like this, even though we have our 9 tricks, we can sometimes make more if we deliberately lose some club tricks early on. And basically, by if we just take our 9 tricks, we'll just make our 9 tricks as we did just now. But sometimes if you can make more tricks if you tighten up the hand by deliberately losing some tricks early on. So if, for example, you thought you might have a chance to make 11 tricks altogether here in the major suits, perhaps, you might start by ducking a couple of clubs. Now, this is a little bit like holding up when the opponent's lead a suit that you're weak in, but it's a little bit different to that because that's done when you're going to lose the lead later on. And this is done not necessarily when you think you're going to lose the lead, but just in order to give the opponents discarding problems. And technically, it's called rectifying the count. So in other words, if you hope to make 2 more tricks, you might lose the 2 tricks you're willing to lose early on. So let's replay this more or less as we did last time, but we're going to start here by letting them win the first club. And let's suppose you let them win the second club. And if they continue with clubs, we're going to win this next one. Let's probably discard, well, we don't want to discard a heart here. Let's suppose we discard a spade and we win that next one. And now we're going to do as we did before, turning our attention maybe to hearts first of all. And we're hoping that no one discarded a heart early on, by the way. So you might play the hearts, hoping that they are now set up. But as you can see, they're not. But on this Queen of Hearts, East has a problem about what to discard. And it turns out they should keep their spades, but they don't necessarily know that. And if they discard a spade, then you discover you didn't get the break in hearts you wanted, so you go back to spades. But because you were keeping track of the spade suit, you now know that your last spade is good, so you can take 1 more trick before you cash your 2 diamonds. So played that way, you'll make an extra trick there. And it was just done by letting the opponents win a couple of clubs early on, which then gave East some discarding problems. If you didn't do that, East doesn't have the same problems and will probably keep the right thing. Let's try another one. And this time you open 2 no trump. That's 20 to 22 points. And your partner takes you to 6 no trump. And the opponents lead the Jack of Spades. And again, I'd like you to start off by counting your top tricks. So how many top definite tricks do you have here? And here comes the next poll. And the question is, how many top tricks have you got? Results. And the majority have gone for 11, 77%, with votes for all the other numbers, 13, 12, and 10. So let's switch back and see what we think. Well, we've got 3 top spades, 2 top hearts, and we've got 4 top diamonds. That's 9. And in clubs, we've definitely got 2 top tricks. We've got the ace and the king. Now, that gives us 11 top tricks. So the contract is actually quite secure because even if we lose a trick to the queen of clubs, we should be able to make, we'll have set up 1 more trick in clubs and we should make 12 tricks here. But when we come to play the clubs, we're going to obviously try to avoid losing to the queen if we can. And we may try a finesse. This is actually a hand where you can finesse either way. But it's a good plan before you attack the clubs here to cash your long suits, your diamonds in particular here. And that may be revealing, that may reveal something about what the opponents have. So let's win that first trick. And let's start off by cashing diamonds. We'll take the ace and another diamond. And as we play these diamonds, we're in particular looking to see if anyone discards a club. So they've discarded a heart there. And on the last diamond, West discards a club. Now, that's quite revealing. If you think about it, someone is sitting there with the queen of clubs and some other clubs, presumably. And I think the fact that West discarded a club there probably makes it slightly more likely that East has got the queen of clubs. In other words, if you were sitting there with queen and two other clubs, you're not likely to discard that. You're trying to keep the queen guarded. But throwing away the club probably means that the East has got the queen rather than West. So we're going to play it that way, and we're going to finesse against the queen of clubs in the East hand. So what we might do is, first of all, maybe lead the ace of clubs, and the queen doesn't pop up. So we lead another club, and we're betting that East is more likely to have had the queen. So we're going to play low there, and West discards, and indeed, the finesse succeeded. So now we can play another club, drawing the queen, and our remaining clubs are good. I can just cross over to dummy and cash my remaining clubs and take the last two aces. So you give yourself a chance to make 13 tricks there. If you tried the finesse the other way and you'd lost to these, you'd of course have only made 12 tricks. But give yourself a chance just by running off your diamonds there and see if anyone discards the suit you're interested in, clubs. Let's try this one. And this time you open a weak two. There's a double from West, and your partner jumps to 4 hearts. And the opponents lead the ace of diamonds, and we're going to stop to make a plan. And in a suit contract, we're normally going to count our potential losers. So let's do that. I don't have any spade losers because I've got the ace king opposite to doubleton. I don't have any heart losers, but I have 2 diamond losers. I can rough after that, and a club loser. So it looks like you should just make your contract losing 2 diamonds and a club. But in a situation like this, give yourself an extra chance somehow, and let's just see how it goes. So they take their first ace, they take their king, they play another diamond, which we rough. Okay, and we started here off with 6 trumps in our hand, 4 in dummy, that's 10. So the opponents started off with 3 trumps. They will probably fall in 2 rounds. So let's suppose we start off by drawing trumps. We leave the 6, and West discards. So we're getting quite a bad trump break. We're going to get a 3-0 trump break. But let's suppose nonetheless that we take that 1 and we play another trump, and we draw that last trump now with the king. So that's all the trump gone. And I've got the next poll for you, which is, which suit do you think South should play now? South has just drawn the opponent's trumps. And which suit do you think South should play? And the most popular response is spades, followed by clubs and hearts. 50% of you went for spade. And what do we think? Well, you may think of playing spades. In fact, I know a lot of people here with this hand, they will, cash their ace and king of spades, and so then they can rough a spade. But roughing a spade, roughing in the hand, the south hand with the long trumps, does not really help you in any way. And it just tells the opponents that you have no more spades. probably the best chance you have to make an extra trick here, and it may be a long shot, is actually to play off all your trumps. Let's bring up the four hands and have a look at the situation here. I hope you can see that if you were to, for example, do what half of you recommended there of playing the ace king of spades and then roughing a spade, all that does is tell West that you have no more spades. So West here will just discard spades if necessary and keep the Queen, Jack, 10 of clubs. And in the end, they'll make a club trick. But it can be a lot more deceptive if instead of doing that, you just keep drawing trump. Play the Queen here. West can discard a spade here. And now the key play again is to cash your last trump. I know a lot of people get scared at this moment because this is their very last trump. But on a hand like this, it's quite important to do that. If you cash that heart, if you look at this now from West's point of view, West really doesn't know what to discard. They've got three spades and three clubs, and it could be right to keep one or the other. As it turns out, you can see from looking at your hand that they should keep their clubs, but they don't know that. So by persevering with your very last trump, they may decide to discard a club. And you've got nothing to lose here. You may as well just play your last winners. But at the end, if West has discarded poorly, then your four of clubs will, your nine of clubs will make a trick, and you'll just make an over trick there. So you just gave yourself a chance for an over trick there, just really by playing off all your trump. Don't worry about keeping one for roughing with. You don't need to in this situation.
Sorry to interrupt, Tony.
Yes,
Is there
Morris.
a better play than that?
And what's that?
Well, if you play the ace king of spades,
Yeah,
then go for loser on loser by playing the five of spades and dropping the five of clubs.
right. Let's do that, shall we? So we're going to play the so we've lost two tricks already, and basically we don't want to lose any more tricks. Okay, so if we play the spades, you can do what you said, but I don't think it gains you any extra tricks, because when we play the spade here, you're now going to discard a club. All right, so that's your the three tricks. So you're just going to make your 10 tricks now, okay? Because you've lost three tricks.
I see.
So,
Yeah.
so it didn't help you. It was an interesting thought, but no. What people do automatically on this hand is they start roughing spades, and that just tells West on a hand like this that they can discard their spades, and they'll keep their clubs. Okay. Thank you for that. Let's have a look at the last one here, and this one really. We'll just look at the four hands together. South opens a strong two no trump, and North goes to three no trump. And West, let's look at this hand from West's point of view. You start off by leading the Jack of clubs. Suppose the Queen is played from dummy. Your partner takes the ace and returns a club to your eight, and that forces out the king. So you're now in, from West's point of view, all your clubs are established now, and you just hope you'll get in again to take them. So, but Declarer here, if you have a look at this, he's got a similar situation where he can try the hearts at some point, but it's much better to cash four diamonds first, because it will give the opponents discarding problems. So that's what I'm going to do here. Play the diamonds. And then you can see on the third diamond, West really isn't sure what to discard here. He'd like to keep his clubs because they're all masters. And he wants to keep his king of spades guarded. So he's likely to discard a heart. And I hope you can see that discarding a heart now gives Declarer a chance to make an extra heart trick. And I just carry on with taking the last diamond. The opponents will discard again. And now you'll be able to make all the hearts as the opponents have discarded their hearts, and you'll make the last trick with the ace of spades. So again, played that way, just a matter there of cashing your long suits, and here it gave West a real problem about what to discard. It was particularly difficult for West here because West didn't even know that South had four hearts there on the bidding, so it was a real problem for the defence there. Anyway, that's the end of the talk today. I hope you found those useful. I was talking to someone the other day about one of these talks, and she said she enjoyed it, but she got all the questions wrong. So I hope that didn't apply to you. And we'll start the game in a few minutes at 7:30. So